Absolutely.
How good to be able to extend the lead over the division.
Yep, I mean, I think really good is just to be able to, do some things that are really positive to mask some of the stuff that is just gonna cause you to lose, which we all know what those are. The poor fundamentals, poor tackling, penalties, protection issues, not giving Derek enough room in a run game. Just a lot of things. And that starts with me, and it's also got to be on the players. To go out there and know what to do, play fundamentally sound. And but when we had to have plays, we had them. Impressive to be able to go out there and get a stop, and when we did, impressive to be able to take the football and control it the way we did.
Mike, it really seemed.
I know you're looking for defense to make plays. You got an early turnover. You got a good goal line stop, and you got a turnover late. I mean, how key was that?
Well, the one late, that's how it goes. But start the game like that with a hammer, a bang bang play, fantastic. But there's too many things, and I know that the players will echo this sentiment. There's just too many things that we have to clean up and be better. We have to just stop the run. We got to get off blocks, set edges, not dive, go off the diving board and miss tackles. And that's what it comes down to in the run game. Line up and trying to beat somebody and shed and make tackles. So give them credit.
Mike, what did you make of the way the game Todd called today? It seemed like there was a lot of creativity. You mentioned, just
all the credit goes to the players. Ben, I don't, the play. Watch all 16 games from this week. A lot of the plays are going to look the same. It's the players are the ones that make it go. It's cover 1, cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, so on and so on. Zone right, zone left, gap scheme. Mix in some zone read. A lot of plays that are similar. And what happens in this league is that when guys know things and they understand what's being asked of them to do, and they're taught well, and they can go in there with some confidence, that's what makes it go. That's what makes the play call. That's how it's always been, and I know this is your first year, but it's always with us. A guy calls a play. Got to go in the huddle, and at that point in time, it's up to the 11 guys in the huddle. The quarterback to echo it. And I thought we did that, a fantastic job down in the red zone. We got in and out of the huddle. Plays were designed, how we thought they would be, but ultimately, Ryan had to get guys the football, and when it wasn't there, we went fast, and we ended up getting Crew, wide open, and so Ryan was able to see it. So credit to Todd, I guess. Yeah, great call, but then the execution by the players. So that's what it comes down to.
And from a design perspective, there were more bunches, more stacked. How much does that go into these guys running freely? Because it seemed like they were doing that a lot more.
Just trying to create ways to, get guys open and catch a run and hold up in protection. And even Jeremy helped us out there on third down, catch and run. Marcus Johnson, it was good to have him back out there. Everybody that contributed to this victory.
How much for was just to kind of stay in the fight? It seemed like both sides kind of took some turns early jabbing, and you guys kind of warmed down in that 17-0 scoring splurge in the middle of the game. It seems like that won it.
I think that's a lot how it goes, especially in this league and this division. You're a talented football team. And we're going to have to move on here to another very good football team, but that's kind of how it goes. You got to stick around, and you have to be willing to take some punches in this league to stick around. No front runners. Front runners shouldn't show up because guys aren't going to go away. Teams aren't going to wilt on their own. You're going to have to continue to push and pound them until you get some breaks.
The play at the goal line, you have to watch the film. It seemed like Tart penetrated.
Yeah, from my knuckle that he punched, it felt like Tart was very impactful in that play. And that's the expectation for Tier. We can't have we can't have higher expectations for him than he has for himself, and I don't think that that's the case, but we've always seen something in him. And Big T has always seen something in him from the the junior college journey for however many places that was, and we just keep coaching him and teaching him and focusing on his conditioning, because we understand that that's the type of impact that he can make and the type of plays that he can help us make.
Well, like you mentioned, Marcus Johnson, just, he's having a great camp, and then he has the injury and all that kind of stuff. You mentioned how good it was to see him, perform and help you guys out today. Just wondering if you could touch a little bit more on just what it was like to see him out there today playing.
Yeah, it was great. You know what I mean? He's a fluid mover. The quarterback really developed some trust in him during training camp, where a lot of those relationships are formed. And again, when you go on IR, you're limited on what you can do. So he can be engaged in the meeting, but he's not catching any passes from Ryan. And so the ability to get him back practicing last week on a limited role, and then this week they did plenty of work, to be ready for today.
In the first half, what happened on the,
Hold on, Bob.
sure.
From your experience with Urban in college, what does he still have to sort of learn to make that transition to the NFL?
I can only coach one team at a time. I'm focused on the Titans.
What happened on the
Should've
delayed
went to
game?
you first.
What happened on the delayed game in the first half?
We didn't snap any time.
Maybe not.
Ashley, missed you. Got a lot of moving parts, Buck. Guys are in, guys are out. Trying to focus on, a different lineup. A group of receivers and tight ends, but we got to get the personnel right. We got to communicate that and get the right group out there, and that starts with me. And we're just those are all things we got to clean up, man. There's a long list of stuff, and you'd rather be able to do that after a victory than you would have lost.
That 58-yard run that Robinson had, was that just a matter of shooting the wrong gap, or what happened there?
Just a lot of things. Again, we can always go back to when you stop the run. Edge, good edge, there's a wall, there's no creases, and guys are swarming. And it looked to me like there was a crease, and so that's not going to leave good results. Get that fixed and corrected and move on to next week.
Like I said, each season's different. What have you learned about this team through 5 games that might be distinct from the previous years, even though there are some themes obviously carried over?
I think that they're going to compete. They're going to compete. They're going to fight. They have high expectations of themselves. I've learned I love coaching them. I love coming to work every day, coaching them and building relationships. So we're going to learn that we got to get better too. Thanks.
Think about it.
Thanks, Joe.